live, I guess. Let me see. Yeah, we do have 2 other people. I hope they will join in a few seconds. I just posted the link to the group, and let's see. If not, then you're the only one. That's okay too.
The real golden ticket.
The real golden ticket. Let me see. Live, there we are. Oh my goodness. The people, I hope they will join in a few seconds.
Beautiful.
I just posted the link
All right,
to the group.
On.
And,
Oh my
goodness.
Second time
If
we're
not,
on YouTube.
then you're
Hi
the only
everyone.
one.
That's so
okay
beautiful. Good to see everyone. So
The
yeah,
real
welcome
golden
to
ticket.
our 1010 live meditation, global mass meditation, all shift happening now.
Live, there we are.
Beautiful
Oh my
people.
goodness.
So
People, I hope they will join.
as
in a
always,
few
we have
seconds.
Sarah
just
beautiful.
posted the link
All right,
to the group.
back
And,
from
let's see.
Norway, we have
Second
Kedrich
time we're
on
on, which is
YouTube.
so cool.
Hi
You have to
everyone.
tell us
That's
some
so
things
beautiful.
in a few seconds.
Good to see everyone.
And
Special
so
guest,
welcome
so,
to
our
Sarah is
1010,
actually doing a workshop
live meditation
right now,
global
so
mass
good
meditation
luck to
all
her.
shift happening
But we
now.
have a special guest, and that's
there we are.
Tevel.
Beautiful people.
Tevel,
So,
you're from the Galactic Federation
as
of Light,
always,
GFL.
we have
Sarah
Sarah
just
beautiful.
posted the
All
link,
right,
to the group.
back from Norway, we have
Second
Kedrich
time we're
on
on, which is so
YouTube.
cool.
Hi
So
everyone.
beautiful. Thank
That's
you so much
beautiful.
in a few seconds
Good to
joining
see everyone.
to our
And
beautiful
special
guest.
guest, welcome to
Sarah is
1010,
actually doing a workshop
live meditation
right now,
global
so
mass
good
meditation
luck to
all
her.
shift happening
But we
now.
have a special guest, and that's
Yeah.
Tevel. Tevel,
So,
you're from the Galactic Federation.
we're
of
all
Light,
jealous
GFL.
because everyone
Sarah
just
just posted the
all right,
back
from Norway, we have
Second time
do
we're
have
on
a
YouTube.
hi everyone.
Thank you so
Thanks
much
for-
in a few seconds
Good to see
joining
everyone.
to our
And
beautiful
special
guest.
welcome to
Sarah
Sarah
is actually doing a live meditation
right now.
global
So
mass
good
meditation
luck to
all
her.
shift happening. But we have a
So,
special
um,
guest, and that's
yeah.
Tevel. Tevel, you're from
you did a little
you're all jealous because everyone just posted that.
All right.
Back from
Norway, we have
Second time we're on
hi everyone.
Thank you so much in a few seconds.
There we are.
Joining to our
And
beautiful
special
guest.
welcome to
Sarah
Sarah
is actually doing live meditation
right now.
so
So,
meditation
good luck to
all
her.
shift happening. But we have a special
um,
guest, and that's
yeah.
Tevel. Tevel, you're from
you did a little
you're all jealous because everyone just posted that.
All right.
Back from Norway, we have second time we're on hi everyone. Thank you so much in a few seconds.
There we are.
Joining to our
And
special
guest,
welcome to
Sarah is actually doing
live meditation
right now. So,
now it should be better. There we are. Okay. Is it? Is it working? Okay, yeah, shall we try that and mute and let's I mean, now it's better, right? I don't know why, but it's better. Okay, cool. Yeah, now now I feel so isolated suddenly, all of a sudden. Yeah, I just want to take a second to appreciate Lisa who won the golden card. Sarah and I did a live, and we basically did a little psionic exercise, and Lisa came up with the correct answer. So welcome, and we have so many more of these golden tickets, and we want to have the coolest of all people and the best vibes, and we just think it's the right way to do, to give away these tickets and not do spread the link for the video call, so we don't have to mess with, I don't know, open mic situations and all that kind of stuff. So the golden tickets are forever, so it's a lifelong journey now. So yeah, beautiful. I think we're going to do the meditation together, and afterwards we have some few more moments because we are not limited anymore. We can have a few more minutes and talk about GFL, talk about Kedrich's Norway journey would be so awesome, and whatever's up with Sarah and my situation too. So let's talk about that too. Whatever we have in mind on that. Okay, so let's dive into a meditation together, shall we? So- Okay, everyone at home, thank you so much for joining us. Have a beautiful seat, lay down, do whatever you feel like you need in that very moment, and just concentrate, get calm, and relax, and close your eyes if you want. So let's dive into our 10-10 meditation with special guests. All right, so this time I want you to close your eyes and focus on my voice and follow us into this beautiful meditation. And while you dive deeper and deeper and become more relaxed in every second, just observe the darkness in front of your closed eyes and just observe what it means to look into this darkness, which is still filled up with a lot of, information. You might see sun reflexes and all that kind of stuff. And with every second, just dive deeper and become more and more relaxed. And with every breath, go deeper in this beautiful meditation. Today we are going to focus on this vast realm before your eyes. And we make a journey back to the moment of consciousness where we all have been, where we all were in the state of consciousness together, where there were no separation, where there was no 3D space at all. It was just before time. So stick with me and let's just go back into this realm. And with every breath you take and with every second, dive deeper and deeper. Become more and more relaxed. Feel better and better, because this is your time now. This is our time. This is what we do together now. So wander with the thoughts and your mind, and go back and back in time and wonder what it is like when there was no time at all, when there was nothing, when there was just potential. Imagine and look into this vast nothingness. It might not even be dark, it might be bright, it might be just neutral, it might not even be aware. We go back to time when there was no time, when there was no consciousness, when there was no separation at all. So imagine going back further and further and relax and feel more and more at ease, more and more calm. See that everything that you perceive right now just vanishes while you go back and back into the source consciousness, right? Go further and further and imagine how it's like to not be aware in this very moment. Just imagine how the universe used to be when there was just emptiness, when the universe itself was not aware of being aware, when there was only potential, only energy that was intelligent but had no idea what it can be. And then imagine that there used to be some kind of tone, some sound, something, a vibrancy, something that we as a universe, as consciousness, fell deeply in love with. Music. Let's imagine, go back to that moment. Because all scriptures, all the ancient texts, they all say, in the beginning there was music, there was sound, right? So imagine how it would be like to be unconsciously aware of being aware in this deep and vast nothingness. And then, through playful thought, imagine how music appears, how any tone appears. What would it be like? What would it feel like? To be in a playful state of the universe, just discovering that the universe itself can be sound. How wonderful and incredible that is to be sound, to be music, to discover for the universe, to discover that we can be music, that indeed we can have an experience where we can talk, where we can think. And all of language is actually built up of sounds, at least in this realm, right? So imagine that at this very moment, the universe, which is you and me and us and we and everything beyond, discovers what music is like, what sound is like, how beautiful it is to discover this. And then connect yourself to this and imagine that through the sound, through the tones, a strong vibrational pattern is going to make everything vibrate. Everything is going to vibrate. Through the nothing, out of nothingness, vibrancy is actually appearing, it's rising. So imagine that, see it in front of your eyes. When you came from a state of unconsciousness and suddenly you become aware that sound is possible, you know, the big first primal om or whatever the sound might be like. Just discover it in front of your eyes. And then fast forward and see how these wave patterns are actually rippling through all these dimensions. And you can see how everything, the whole energy of the whole universe is starting to get into motions because we only discovered the sound. And see this in front of our eyes. See how these particles are actually vibrating, how they are moving around in front of your eyes. And imagine that this is such a strong reason to be alive for the universe. That this must have been such an amazing and beautiful experience for all of us. That we actually found the will to be alive, to be creative. And everything became vibrant. And then fast forward even more and see how this vibrancy becomes matter, how it becomes atoms, how it becomes tangible realities. And now realize that everything that we perceive right now is part of this vibrancy. Everything is in motion. And that you are actually in this very first tone, in this very first sound. And this used to be the will of the universe to experience itself. And while you dive deeper and deeper in this beautiful moment, imagine how beautiful it is and how beautiful it was to deeply fall in love with a song for the very first time. The very first time. You might not even remember the song, but maybe you have, like in a moment, a memory, when you remember the very first time when you deeply fell in love with a song. And how beautiful it was to move to that song, to move around, to enjoy yourself. Maybe even celebrate with your best friends, be somewhere, listen to music, and just feel incredibly happy and in motion. And now draw this energy into yourself and become part of this energy and realize how wonderful it is that we are able to actually experience this motion, experience and have these emotions that we combine with sound and music. And while you dive into this memory and, reactivate all these positive and beautiful and happy moments in front of your eyes, whatever scene is coming up in front of your eyes, realize that we are able to influence our world through sounds, and that the all shift happily now is actually one of these sounds, and that we can, when we speak it into existence in a few minutes after we have this beautiful meditation together, that we are going to create another ripple of energy, that we are going to influence the whole universe again and again and again, and that we then, through our will, as parts of this beautiful universe, that we dive into this sound and into this emotion of the all shift happily now, and that we are indeed going to experience that all together and realize how fun and how happy that makes you. And why to dive into this feeling, I slowly give it to Val to continue this beautiful meditation.
That's beautiful. So before we begin, I want you to think about your own personal spirituality. Think about what gives you meaning. And for this meditation, you're going to select a word or short phrase that is meaningful to you and can be repeated within the time that you exhale. So your meaningful phrase can be related to love, happiness, faith, anything that's important to you. And I will tell you when to repeat it. So begin by closing your eyes and focus your gaze on one small area. Begin to relax your muscles. Let your muscles become loose and relaxed, starting with your feet, working your way up to your ankles, lower legs, knees, upper legs, stomach, back, shoulders, to your arms, your hands, your face, and your head. Feel your body loose and relaxed. Now turn your attention to your breathing. Notice each breath. Without trying to change your breathing in any way, just observe. As thoughts arise, acknowledge them and let them go, returning your attention to your breathing. Breathe naturally, slowly. As your thoughts wander, simply return your attention to your breathing. Acknowledge your thoughts. Focus again on your breathing. Interruptions are normal, and just let those thoughts go and bring in your focus. Now think of the meaningful word, a phrase that you selected, and say this word in your mind as you exhale. Each time you breathe out, say the word or the phrase, bringing your attention back to repeating your meaningful statement with each breath out. Continue to repeat the word each time you exhale. With passive acceptance, continue to focus on the word, allowing distracting thoughts to just float by. Use this time to embody the word, the phrase that you chose, embodying that energy, the weight that this phrase holds to you. And now slowly begin to reawaken, returning your attention to your breathing, noticing your calm, smooth breaths in and out, allowing your awareness to return now to your body, calm and relaxed. Noticing how your body feels after embodying this word, becoming more aware of your surroundings. And now you can begin to bring awareness back into your body, back into the space around you, wiggling your toes, your fingers, taking a few last deep breaths, just integrate. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Passing this along to, I believe, Sarah. Idris.
Thank you for that. It was great. So we're going to do our shadow work part of this now. And to do this work today, I want to focus on two runes. Don't worry about the shapes of the runes. Let's just focus on the names and the meanings of the runes. Because in the old times, the way we worked with runes was to sting their energies into being. Certainly, the old form of rune magic called Galder is singing the runes. And something that you need to know about runes that ties in with Tin's meditation is that runes come to us from a time before time, a time before existence, that they were the sound sung by these ancient beings that existed in pure conscious form. We call those the Ginregen, the high holy gods, the high holy beings. And as they sung these runes into creation, they condensed in their energy so that we can experience them here in physical reality. And this was one of the gifts of Odin, was to discover these runes and give them to humanity so that we could use them. And today we're going to focus on two runes. Nauthiz is a rune of constraint, of need, of lack, scarcity. And we're going to focus on the rune Unyo, which is a rune of joy, accomplishment, happiness. And so let's think about this as you're breathing and relaxing and settling in. Imagine that you are one of these great infinite beings existing in the time before time. You have this option to be anything, anywhere, at any time. You can experience the movements of planets. You can experience the movement of galaxies. There is nothing stopping you in this entire creation. You could experience what life might be like to be a planet, spinning on its axis, moving around a star. You could even choose to be that star, radiating light and energy throughout the cosmos. And as this great infinite being, there's something you can't do. You can't experience limitation. You can't experience scarcity. You can't experience constraint. And so what if, just what if, this great infinite being chose to come into this life as you, to experience scarcity, to experience that lack of having, to experience the upset and the ordeals that you're going through right now? What if your own higher being chose to experience some of the things that you don't want to experience right now? And so I want you to focus on that. Think about something in your life where you're lacking. There could be a scarcity of money. Maybe you're not feeling as respected as you want to in the workplace. Maybe you're not getting the love that you feel you deserve from your relationships, any of those relationships. And as part of this work, I want you to notice what that situation is. Notice how that lack feels. And as I sing the rune Nauthiz 3 times, I want you to breathe into that feeling of lack or scarcity, that constraint, the restriction that you have binding you to these circumstances. Don't worry about the judgment of what it is. Don't worry about higher self. Don't worry about anything more than just how it feels, and let that get a little uncomfortable as we go through Nauthiz. Building a feeling of scarcity or constraint. Nauthiz. Expanding those feelings of lack, of not having. Nauthiz. Just for now, let your consciousness sink into this feeling, into this energy of not having, this energy of constraint. And I want you to ask it what it thinks it's doing for you, how it thinks it's helping you, and what it means to you. I'm going to give you a moment to listen to its response. And whatever its response is, let yourself feel gratitude for this feeling, because it's teaching you something important about yourself. If it's a lack of love in a relationship, you're learning about how you need to be loved. If it's lack of respect in the business place, you're learning the value of who you are. If it's a lack of money, you're learning the importance of being resilient and innovative. There are lessons to be learned here, strengths to be gained. This constraint is a teacher. It's a guide to help you take the next step. And focus on this new thing that you learned. The increase of your value. The increase of your ingenuity. The increase of your importance and your worthiness to be loved. And focus on that feeling now. Feeling on that focus of your own worth, your own value, your own resilience and ingenuity. And start to breathe into that feeling. As I sing the rune Wunyo, the rune of joy, of accomplishment, achievement, and let that energy build within you. Woo. Building that success energy, the having energy. And as you're feeling this Wunyo energy build up and growing inside you, bring your awareness into it. Let your awareness be surrounded by Wunyo, that energy of achievement, of success, that ingenuity and resilience. And I'm going to give you a moment to ask that energy, what is something you can do now? Something simple, a step forward in the direction to building more of this Wunyo energy in your life. And thank that Wunyo energy for its clarity. Getting a vision of what those steps are that you need to take. Breathing that Wunyo energy into your body and being, letting it integrate throughout you to become a guide for your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, and your behaviors. Letting it be a guide for the next steps through your life and continuing on. And now I'm going to sing the runic manifestation formula of Alu. And as I do, I want you to think, feel, and experience that Wunyo in action as you imagine taking actions in the right direction to align your being with Wunyo. Oh. 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 And from this moment forward, let Wunyo be a guide out of the shadows. Wunyo to be a guide out of the constraints, out of the scarcity, out of the lacking, so that you will build more Wunyo in your life, of becoming a shining beacon in the darkness that you are growing from. And with that, I bid that you hail, and we pass on to the next. Sarah.
Really powerful. Thank you so much. Really powerful. Let's take a few breaths in this, and you can go ahead and close your eyes again. And let's take a few moments here after doing this powerful work and let ourselves feel into that energy that we just uncovered. Feel the cells of your body begin to melt into this moment even more as you breathe and soften and relax. Open body, open mind, open heart. Allow your body to relax even more into this moment. Feeling how good it feels to breathe. Feeling how good it feels to just be here in the silence. To be here with you. To be here with us all. Feel how good that feels for a moment. Take another few breaths just being here before we transition into some beautiful light work we're going to all do together as this All Shift Happily Now community. But for now, allow yourself to gently transition from the beautiful insights you just gained into a more active role. And take a few breaths and feel your body relax more and more. And with your inhale, begin to direct your awareness and your attention to the center of your heart. Bringing all of your awareness and all of your attention to the center of your heart. Begin to breathe in and out of your heart as if your heart had lungs. Feeling your awareness and your breath activating this powerful heart center as you breathe in and out of your heart as if your heart had lungs. And with your awareness in your heart, begin to open up to feel a connection grow with the other beautiful souls who are on this meditation together. Feel your heart opening up to create a connection with the other beautiful souls here on this meditation today. Feel the purity in that connection, the divinity in that connection. As we really become more and more aware of how beautiful it is that all of these beings have chosen to do this here together now. Feel the connection with these beautiful souls strengthen. Feel the upliftment of that connection. Feel how as we make this connection stronger and stronger to one another, we collectively lift even higher there are any doubts or fears or insecurities present, it's almost like the strength of the other that's stronger in that place, in that area, lifts us up. Feel the uplifting energy of this connection with one another. Feel this connection in our hearts to one another strengthening, becoming stronger and stronger. And breathe and soften and relax even more. And with your awareness in your heart, keeping this connection strong, begin to tune into the energy of trust. Begin to tune into what the energy of trust feels like in your body and in your awareness. Tuning in now to the energy of trust and what that feels like. And if it's helpful for you, you can bring up a memory of a time that you felt fully surrendered in trust. You felt it in every cell of your body. Even if it was for a brief moment, allow yourself to tune into a memory of a time that you were in full trust. You chose to be in the energy of trust. And if you have a hard time tuning into it, surrender into the group and let those who feel stronger in that energy lift you. Allow yourself to be held by the group and feel that energy lifting into trust. Feel what that feels like in your body, in the cells of your body, to just let go and feel held by something so much greater than you. Take a deep breath into your heart and feel what it feels like to be held in this moment. Allow yourself to soften more and more into that feeling. With that feeling of feeling held, amplifying your trust, from the center of your heart, begin to send that energy out now. Sending it out to the collective here on earth. Sending this amplified energy of trust that we've just created together out to the collective where it's needed the most. Keep your focus outward as you send that energy out, feeling the amplification of this whole group sending it out together. Whether it's one person, whether it's a whole group, whether it's a whole organization, send that energy out of trust and trust where it goes. The universe knows what to do with that energy that will serve the highest good of all. Trust it. With a few more breaths, feel that energy sending outward to the collective as you breathe and soften and relax. You're doing good. Bring your energy back to you now, to the center of your heart. Feeling really good about what we just did together. And now move on to begin to focus on the energy of love. Of the purest form of love you can access here in this moment. Breathe that love into the center of your heart and feel it growing, falling in love with this moment, falling in love with your opportunity to be alive here now. Feel that love growing in the center of your heart. And feel what it feels like to feel that love coming alive in every single cell of your body. And to turn up the dial on this feeling, bring up a memory that you felt so in love in. And allow yourself to remember what that feeling was to be so in love in that moment. To feel your whole body melting into that love. Turn up the dial on that feeling even more. And feel yourself right here, right now, falling in love even more. Being surrounded by it, becoming it. Feeling at home in this energy of love. Allow yourself to feel it even more. And if this is one you have a hard time turning up the dial on or accessing, allow yourself to feel held by the connection of this group. Allow the energies of this connection to lift you into that energy, into the energy of love. Whoever is feeling that energy of love the most, set the intention that you support someone in this group in lifting to that energy even more. Feel how good that feels in this moment. To know how supported we all are, how connected we all really are. See if you can play with this energy even more and turn up the dial on that love. With your inhale, feel yourself breathe it into every cell of your body, deep into your DNA. Good. And when you feel it at its height, the amplification of that love, begin to send that love out to the collective. All of us together in this All Shift Happily group, sending out that love out to the collective. Setting the intention that it's sent to where it serves the greatest good of the all. Spend a few moments and a few breaths with your attention focused, directed, focused on sending that love out. Trusting its direction. soften and relax. Begin to bring your energy back to the center of your heart, focusing there again. As we move on to one more, you're doing good. And perhaps even notice how powerful you feel playing with this energy yourself. Playing with the energy of connection, of generating emotion and energy, of amplifying it and of sending it out. Isn't it so beautiful? Feel how good it feels to play with this power of yours. And bring your awareness back to the center of your heart. So take another deep breath into the center of your heart. And begin to now focus on the energy of peace. Focusing even more on the energy of peace and what that feels like to you. And tune in now to a memory where every part of you felt so at peace. Maybe you were sitting by the water in nature. Maybe you laid down in your bed after a long day. Tune into a memory where you felt so at peace. And allow that memory to be an access point to turn up the dial on the energy of peace even more. Feeling every cell of your body coming alive with that energy of peace. Feeling your cells harmonizing to that energy of peace. As you breathe and soften and relax and feel how good this energy feels in your body. The energy of peace. And now, if anyone's having a hard time tuning into that energy of peace, take a moment and allow yourself to surrender into being held by the group. And feel the group lifting you into that energy of peace. As anyone else who feels that energy in every cell of their body begins to support anyone in this group having a hard time with that energy. Feel how good it feels to feel supported by a group. And feel how good it feels to support others in the group. And feel the whole group amplifying into this energy of peace together. Lifting into the frequency, into the energy of peace even more. Harmonizing to one another in this energy of peace and amplifying it even more. Feel how good it feels to be in that energy. Turning up the dial on it a little more. And when you feel it at its peak, begin to send out that energy of peace together to the collective, with the intention that this energy of peace is sent anywhere that it serves the highest good of the all to be sent. Now directing your focus and awareness on together sending out this energy of peace. Focusing your awareness and your attention even more and sending out this energy of peace. As you breathe and soften and relax even more. Feeling really satisfied with your efforts here today. Bring that awareness back to the center of your heart. And feel your body melting into this moment even more. Just feeling how good it feels to breathe, and feel still, and be together here today. Super grounded in your body, in your own energy field. Begin to release the connection in your heart to the group to whatever degree feels appropriate to you. You can keep it, you can release it, whatever feels best for you. Begin to bring your energy back to you. Quick scan of your own energy, just becoming aware of what you're aware of. And grounding your energy into the you that you are now in this moment. Feeling super grounded, really proud and satisfied with your efforts. With the efforts of this group here today. As you breathe and soften and relax, and begin to gently transition your energy to prepare to come back to this call today. Taking a few breaths, grounding yourself in, and beginning to come back to your body gently. You can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Setting the intention now that your consciousness, your awareness is fully back in your body today. And as you come back, just allow yourself to be in the gratitude of this moment. And the beautiful guides that were here today, guiding us. Thank you all. Feel gratitude for all the beautiful souls who keep coming back and doing this together. It's really something so special to be a part of. And if you haven't already, you can go ahead and open your eyes, maybe bring a little smile to your face, feeling good, feeling alive again, coming back after a beautiful journey. And I pass it off to Tim. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you all so much. That was beautiful. So, yeah, let's sum it all up and for once go back to the connection that Sarah was beautifully describing. Reconnect with the group again so strongly and be so happy that you actually came here to this planet and do this with us others all together, and that we ascend all together beautifully and we make memories all together. So that is beautiful. And then in your memory, go even further, go back to what Tavel was talking about and think about this term, this one word, whatever it might be, and realize it can be all shift happily now, right? And then think about the amazing information that came from Kedrich about runes. And if it's runes or if it's a mantra, it's the same dynamic, right? We speak it into existence and it's going to vibrate. So I need you all to unmute you now so that we can say the all shift happily now together. Oh, we have a little, that's okay. We have an echo. That's a good. And in the chat, let's do it together. Write it down. Flood it with all shift happily now. And let's say it together and speak it into existence and realize that through these ripples of energy, we are creating this in 3, 2, 1. All shift happily now. Oh, that was so beautiful. Thank you so much. Let me see the chat. I think Tavel, you might be causing the echo. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's so beautiful. We have so many all shift happily nows in the chat already. Thank you all so much. Let's have a few more minutes to talk and you know, because basically this is a new format, right? So we used to be limited and restrained on Instagram, but on YouTube we can have like a few more minutes to just talk about a few things. And it's, for me, it's the first time to see Kedrich again because he's right back from Norway. So, but first of all, let's talk to Lisa for a brief moment, just because you're our golden ticket winner, which is so cool. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, you and I have been to Italy. It was so cool. So it's really amazing that you actually won this very first challenge. So how was it for you? And basically tell everyone where you're from. So,
I'm your Canadian people. So from Ontario, I was living in New Brunswick for a few years and then moved back to Ontario and then had the opportunity to go on the trip, which was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. Learned a lot, and made amazing new friends. And and it was the first international trip I ever made out of Canada as well. So always wanted to go to Italy, and I just thought, well, like I said to all of you, I might as well go with like-minded people instead of just going to some random resort or cruise somewhere and, you know, have an intellectual vacation. But it was also a lot of fun too. So, yeah, thank you for setting all that up for sure. And
it was.
Yeah, and this is fun, but I thought, yeah, there's 3 tickets, so I'm very happy to be here. So
That's so cool. I was not expecting that, but it's so beautiful. I'm still curious who are the next persons to win a golden ticket. So, yeah, and you basically you had just a one-way ticket to Europe, right? When you join us in Italy.
yeah, I just thought I'd go full tilt. I just was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right and just go and just kind of navigate myself freely, like when Sarah was talking about the trust stuff. I just fully surrendered into that and just thought, I'm going to go. I went early, had a time for myself just to navigate the trains, the transportation system in Europe, which is way more logical than here. You have to drive a car everywhere here. You don't get a train or a bus here. Too far. Anyway, so did all that, had the week with all you guys, and then had another week and a half to myself, plus hooked up with our friend Alexandra in northern Italy and had a great time with her there. And then from there, tried to get on my way back.
Yeah, you gotta elaborate on that because you basically made friends on the trip to Italy with Alexandra and other people, and then you stayed in Europe and they invited you, right? That's so cool.
And then I could have stayed for a long time, but then I was like, you know, after 2.5 weeks, I was like, I should get back.
You missed Canada.
I did actually. It was great getting out of it.
I bet. It
But it
was
was really good getting home too.
so sweet.
I'm ready back because I've made, like I was saying, I've made friends there, and we still talk regularly in our little group and stuff. And even in the Star group, I mean, all of our friends there, like we're getting to see each other in person
I
there as
know.
well. So the whole community, it's been wonderful.
I
Just
know.
want to throw that out there too. We had our small European group. There's also this bigger group where we're all, making that effort to meet each other physically, and it's very special.
Thank you so much. And you brought keychains for everyone with a Canadian A, which was so cool. So I have mine too. So thank you so much for
You got the
joining.
lapel pin.
What do you say?
You got the lapel pin that says A.
A, yeah, and yeah, and the baby yoga too. Yoda, not yoga, Yoda.
Yoga.
So so thank you so much, Lisa. And yeah, it's again the golden tickets that we are going to give away, and we're going to do more raffles with Kedrich, with Sarah and Sarah Brixman Cosm too, and with GFL too. We're going to have a big raffle upcoming. We're going to talk about that too, but. I'm so curious about Kedrich's trip to Norway because, yeah, right after I went to Italy with all of you, Kedrich went to Norway. So I saw some incredible videos. Let me talk a bit about it because I'm curious.
I was invited to be a teacher on an expedition called Awaken the Viking. It was 9 days in Norway, in a little town called Gudvangen, little village, right on the fjord, where we talked about the old ways of the Old Norse, what they believed, how they believed. We talked about runes, and we brought them into a modern context so people can use them today, as if it's like an unbroken practice, so that we could use them. Now, other things that we did, of course, we rowed like rowing, a Viking ship out on the fjord, dodging rock slides. Not really, but imagine though that you have like a wall of mountains over here, a wall of mountains over here, just a narrow strip of land in the middle leading to a fjord, and on these walls of mountains, 25 waterfalls.
Wow.
And you wake up to this every morning. And there's a nice little Viking village there called Njordheimer, where they are reenacting what Viking life was like. The buildings, the people dressed that way. They're living history. So we were there, practicing sword fighting and axe fighting, doing that sort of thing. They also had a ritual space with god poles made for like Odin and Freyr, Thor, Loki. And we did a ritual. And it was powerful. It was powerful to be able to honor the Norse gods in Norway in the old ways with people from all over the world that are just tuned into this. I had no way of imagining what this experience would be like. No way, because it just unfolded with one amazing adventure after another. Made some really good friends, really good connections, and I don't know, I'm just glowing from the whole experience. It's just amazing.
That's so beautiful. So in the all shift happening now tour to Italy, we had lasagna and all that beautiful cuisine. What's a Viking eating?
The food there was phenomenal. Of course, lots of fish because we're right there on the fjords. Shellfish, reindeer, goat. Trout is a good fish too. They have some freshwater trout that was there. So lots of good stuff. Root vegetables, hearty grains. It's not like the cake bread that we have here in the U.S., but hearty, solid bread with good grains, and it was really good food.
That's what I tell Sarah every time. The best bread everywhere in the world is here. It's in Europe. Sorry for everyone who's gluten intolerant. Yeah. But it's beautiful, and thank you for bringing up the runes, which is so special. I actually had just one time, which I remember when we talked about in these projects about runes, and the Greats actually said that they used runes also in these natural occurring portals to just have something to grab onto, and when you go into another dimension, you can fall back and rely on the power of these runes. I'm not quite sure if I completely get what they were saying, but yeah, it somehow makes sense, I guess. So
We can talk another time. I have a diagram where I outline the runes and how they correlate to the nine worlds of Norse cosmology, and how you can use different sets of runes, different combinations of runes, to say,
oh my god.
to attune your energies so that your energies go more in alignment with, let's say, Asgard or Jotunheim or Vanaheim, so the realms of Old Norse.
Wow.
So we can use runes for that, for sure.
Beautiful people in the chat. If you want to know more about that, write it down. Then we get to do it. And also, Kerry and I we're currently working on something about Vikings, which is pretty interesting. I'm really into that. Yeah, and I'm gonna reach out to you, Kerry, to find a a date for that. Tavel, thank you so much. We were talking about golden tickets, so we have something planned too. We want to do a live and a giveaway. Oh my God, there's an echo again. That's no problem. Yeah, how was it for you, the first meditation? And say something about GFL too, because you know we're so honored and deeply connected now.
Absolutely. First of all, it was just an honor being here. It was my first meditation, sort of guiding it and stepping into that role. And I was telling Sarah and Tim how nervous I was before. So, sort of, I think Tim's meditation really like centered me. Just having that before, focusing on my breathing, doing the visualizations was just so amazing for me. And all of you guys are so talented. So it was just a pleasure being here. And a little bit about GFL. I'm from the Galactic Federation of Light Apparel brand. It's me and my family on this mission to raise the human consciousness to 5D. And the way that we know how to do that is through clothing. When you wear something, you embody it. Sort of like, the symbol that we're all wearing here. And we work with people that we view as leaders in the community, being on the forefront of like fighting this mission of light, of self-realization, of the collective coming together, unity versus division. So it's truly just been an honor. And now we're working with Tim as well, and we created this beautiful t-shirt that says all shift happily now, representing the movement, and also bringing those energies, the color of the heart chakra to you, embodying that energy. And we're doing it one day at a time. It's been amazing. So
It's
check us out, GFL Earther, Galactic Federation of Light.com.
beautiful. Yeah, it's absolutely astonishing and beautiful to have you and your family and the brand on board. And I think everyone who got the T-shirt, it's such a connector, and also it's a political strategy, right? I'm coming from governance, so it's so obvious that when you have the power to bring a message forward and people will read it anywhere, and we know how the subconscious works, which brings me to Sarah. So when we read it, people pick up on that, and yeah, help your soul and help the souls of others. So yeah, Sarah, you're muted, by the way. Oh, there you are. Yeah. So good to have you on too, and yeah, I'm really thankful. So everyone who basically went to the allshifthappeningnow.com page and entered their emails to get a constant reminder, I'm super thankful because Sarah is the one who's basically in charge of that and brought out these emails. So let me thank you officially here. Yeah, and what's up in your life?
Yeah, so I think that something that's been exciting is you and I working on this course and upcoming workshops that we're going to be doing together. It's so fun to be able to see how the wisdom that you have like really, really matches and lines up with a lot of what I've seen over many years and thousands of people supporting in creating freedom from subconscious limitations. I think one of the most inspiring and exciting things is this concept that we've been talking about with the installation that I know many of you have heard him talk about. And it matches really phenomenally with what I've seen in a consistency of all humans sharing very core subconscious limitations, like the things I'm not good enough, like the things like limitations that center around separation, where we think I'm different and I don't belong. There are very core human things that I always share that are very, very normal, but they're not natural.
Absolutely.
I've always felt that.
It's what Kadrich talked about, right? When we say that there's no actual limitations, it's an artificial system, but it has practical appearance, right? And I see like a lot of comments from the community, how they made progress through you, and yeah, that's pretty beautiful. I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you.
It's okay. No, it's exciting stuff. I feel you. And I think it's one of the coolest things just to have a more of an understanding from the wisdom that you have, that it's like, oh my goodness, yes, I've had this sense for many years of doing this work that it is just it feels very, very normal, but these limitations aren't natural. And I know that because as soon as people free themselves from it, what they share with me is, I say, what world do you live in? Who are you now that you're free of this world of I'm not enough? Who are you now that you're free of this world of I don't belong? Everyone says the same thing. They say, I am freedom, I am love. They say the same things. It's all about freedom. It's all about love. So what I've seen through many years of my work is that. So it's really cool to be able to come together with you in this way, in this course, and be able to guide people in this way of like, here's the wisdom, here's the understanding, here are the ascension tools that Tim knows and understands, and here are some really important, key, core, practical ways that we can free ourselves from these limitations, which is what I bring to the table. So we're excited to be able to bring this course into play and share it with all of you in this way. So I feel like that is something really exciting going on. We're going to talk about it later today even more. So I'm just excited to share it with you guys.
Not publicly though. It's not publicly. Because it's a lot to organize, which I absolutely adore. Yeah, and also the moment when I realized that all these what we called installation and these projects, that it's such an artificial build up. It's meant to be felt in the way, in the negative way that it is felt. And it's absolutely what Kedrich said about the creator not being able to feel limits at all. And it's an artificial system that is meant to bring humanity and hold humanity down. So when I realized that in the project, I thought like, oh my God, we need to... It all makes so much sense, right? Then you see it everywhere. And especially, and just let me say this as the last point, especially when you dive into topics where it's forbidden to talk about, right? So when it's a taboo, that's something that's really, really strong. So especially, for example, the way sexual energies work with humanity. It's you can't even talk about it on Gaia or everywhere or anywhere else. They don't have an actual reason, but it's just like it's a taboo. So for these people who ever installed this, we do have someone who's accused to have done this, a species. They made sure that some of the stuff can't even be talked about because it's taboo. And when you can't talk about it, it's scientifically proven that you can't solve it, right? Same with the language too. I could go into depth about the German and the English language and some others too, that have been so altered and modified in such a bad way. And then we come back to the thought of sound waves and intentions. And people get educated. And that's something that humans and ape races in general do. They give it forward to the next generation. They don't reflect on it. It's something that comes from their genetics. So anyway, that was beautiful. And I'm super happy and excited. And I think we're going to do something of that kind every time when we do it. Oh, basically, so Sarah Braxton Cosmos not here. For everyone who's curious about that, we actually made it. We made first contact with the Grace. So let that sink in. We have it on camera. We have, they told us they have a vessel here through which they can communicate, and we did it, and we have it on camera. And it's actually pretty incredible stuff. So yeah, we're working on it. So we're gonna put it out. But they also told us that the way that we perceive some of the stuff here on this planet, fear and limitations and all of that, is artificial. They offered help. Yeah, everyone needs to decide on their own what that means and what we do with it. But it was a super, super special thing. And next time we're going to talk about that even further. So thank you all for being here. Thanks to Lisa for being the golden ticket winner. Sarah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kedrich, for this wonderful introduction to your runes. Tevel, it was a beautiful first meditation. And everyone in the chat, I'm going to read some of the comments now. And but we're out, and we see this beautiful community again on the 23rd. No, on 10/10. I'm sorry, on 10/10. And basically, by the way, Emery Smith just called me yesterday and he said he want to be on this meditation too. So that's going to be awesome. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Thanks so much.
Bye.